All right, what's up? What's up? It's another beautiful day in northern Portugal. All right, so I was just coming out to the little studio to make a, actually to do nothing. I was chilling. But then I was like, why don't I try to make a video on, first of all, here's the Utilis EDC 133 in X50 Tactical. Oh, what an EDC bag. Just absolutely in love with this thing. Beyond, beyond what a, this is my favorite bag I've ever made thus far. Um, yeah, I love it. But that's not what we're talking about here today. We are talking about the Samsung Galaxy S11 Ultra. Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra. This is in a magnetic case. Um, Pin. I even yesterday, pretty crazy. This case um, for the Tab S11 Ultra is amazing. I love these magnetic cases. So much better than what they used to be with the cases that you had to like snap in the tablet. I really found those annoying. Every time you want to take it in and out, it was just such a hassle. And you really want to be able to hold the tablet because it's just so damn sexy. It feels so good. So with these, you can just take it in and out very fast. But one thing I noticed with this one is that it was actually, the magnets are so strong on the back, it was hard to get the back off of the tablet. I would have to like put my finger in there and sort of pry it off. So I thought, wait a minute, why don't I just put a little piece of X50 tactical fabric and I'll sew it into the back of this case. Well, I went to do it yesterday and you know how they make the magnet stick? They put a sheet of metal in the case, like in the layers of this case, there's a thin sheet of metal. So using the awl, I was pushing it down and I was twisting it and I was trying to get it to go through, but it just would not go through. And so then I tried glue, and guess what? Glue doesn't stick to this type of plastic. I tried all kinds of different glues, universal glues, super glues. It's crazy. Everything just wiped off. So I was pretty much stuck. I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? There must be a solution. And so what did I do? I went over to my little tool chest and I had remembered this from, I made this watch strap maybe a year ago or so. And see how the holes are in it? I punched holes in it using a leather hole punch. So this thing has different sizes and it has a little flat edge here, and then it uses this little piece of the tool here, and it has is hollow in that little piece, and you press down and it pushes the fabric through it, and it comes out this little hole here inside. So I use this tool to make holes in the case. So I poked holes throughout the case where I wanted them, and then I sewed it together. So now I've got a really strong um, place that I can pull the tablet away from the case, and I've got a pen holder. So that worked out. Okay, so this case, pretty cool. So magnetic, there's the tablet. So I'll take this off. Okay, here's the case, and then here's the tablet. Let's see. So here it is in all of its beauty. I put on I like to have a matte screen protector. So this is a paper fill matte screen protector on the screen. I like the way that it feels. I like to be able to hold my tablet like one-handed like this or hold it like this. And I don't like the way that the glassy, glossy feel is without a mat. And I also like the way that the pen feels when you're writing on it. It feels more like paper. And then this Tab S11 Ultra does have an anti-reflective coating on it, but and it's good. It's fine. It's good, but it is just nothing compared to these matte screen protectors. These matte screen protectors really diffuse the light. Now, does it make it less clarity? Yes, but it's for me it's so less, and these tablets are so bright. I mean, this one's 1600 nits that it's just not necessary. I mean, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. So let's see. So this tablet, my God, right now I'm multitasking like crazy. This tablet is a multitasking beast, an absolute beast. I got the 16 gigs of RAM with 1 terabyte of storage version. Now, I did want the 5G version because on my last, I had the Tab S9 Plus and I had the 5G, and I really love having 5G on this tablet, on a tablet. I go camping a lot, and I like being able to take the tablet out and it's online. I like that a lot. Now, in Portugal and most places, including the US, they don't sell the Tab S11 Ultra in the 1 terabyte with 16 gigs of RAM with 5 gigabytes, with 5G. It's just crazy. I looked everywhere. I could not find where to buy it that worked. I did find it that they sold it in the UK and they sold it in Germany, but you had to ship it to a location in the country with a credit card from that country, which made it not doable for me. So I rationalized it, and basically, what I also realized is that because I have the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and they communicate so well together, I can have my S25 Ultra in the bag, and if I turn the tablet on, I have it set up to where it automatically instant hotspots to my phone. So it's basically as good as having Wi-Fi automatically on the tablet, or 5G on the tablet, because literally I turn the screen on and it automatically instant hotspots to my phone. So that is pretty cool. And that's part of the Samsung ecosystem to be able to do that. Um, I was coming from 12 gigabytes of RAM on my phone and on the tablet. And on the phone, I've got 512 storage. On the tablet, I had 256 gigs of storage. But I really felt that if I was going to justify the upgrade, yes, the bigger screen, 14.6 inches, but I really wanted to go for that 16 gigs of RAM. I thought to be able to really justify it, I want to get that. Now, have I seen a tremendous difference? I can't necessarily say. And I push this thing to the limit. I have so much multitasking and I use so much gestures with the way I use this tablet. I have all the multi windows set up. I have gestures to get to things like quick widgets, instantly switching to different sheets that I have. I have so many gestures set up on this thing. It's kind of crazy, actually, how much time I spend on this tablet and how much time I spend setting it up. It's really wild. Um, I have keyboard remapping on my foldable keyboard. I use this foldable keyboard from Proto Arc. Awesome little keyboard. Um, Really cool. Connects instantly, has a touchpad, and then just slips right into my little everyday carry bag right here. Um, I use this tablet for work and play and just basically everything, entertainment, YouTube, sideways. Like I've got, automatic, YouTube, email, internet, instantly. I can switch, if I'm here and I want to pull up, let's say the Play Store in a pop-up view, I can just go down from the side, Play Store, pop-up view. If I go from the right side and push over, it minimizes that pop-up view. And I just have tons of gestures set up like this. And this tablet can absolutely handle everything super, super fast. And it's 5.1 millimeters thin. It's unbelievable. The speakers sound amazing. It feels crazy light actually. Um, let's see. It feels light. It feels great to use when I'm in the bed laying down and using it. I just rest it on my stomach, and it's so big that you can see everything. When I'm working, I have it in the case and I have it set up and I have the keyboard out. So that I work like that. I work in landscape, and I mean, it's just so good. I came from a 14-inch laptop with a smaller screen than this, actually, 14-inch laptop with 16 gigs of RAM, and I would connect that laptop to a portable external USB-C monitor, little like portable screen. So I had two screens set up. But the way that I can multitask on this device with using voice typing and gestures and key remapping, and multi-window, I don't need, I have everything I need in this tiny little package. You know, I, for me, being such a tech nerd, for me, being able to have my entire work set up in here like this, so small, and be able to basically customize and optimize my workflow in a way using the key remapping, gestures, multi-window shortcuts. I use One-Handed Operation Plus, which is a Samsung Good Lock app. With Samsung One-Handed Operation Plus, I have so on the screen you have one, two, three, four, five, six edges. And then each of those edges has six gestures each. So that's six times, oh my God, six times six. So 36 gestures I have just on One-Handed Operations Plus. And then I have multiple other gestures using the Edge panel. Um, I use the Edge panel, which offers me even more customization. And then I use, if anybody's ever heard of K-Widget, I use K-Widget with One-Handed Operations Plus. So if I swipe up from here, it brings up a widget on this panel, which is part of the Edge panel. There's an option, no, it's part of One-Handed Operations Plus that you can make a widget pop up from a gesture. And from here, you can add in different widgets. So I have the calendar, I have some task, I have the weather, but the main one is I have this. I put up a K widget, which I customized to have quick launches to all these very frequented places that I go to. And these are mostly Google Drive shortcuts, and then some shortcuts to some apps that I use a lot. And that's in addition to all the other gestures that I already have. And then when I have the keyboard connected, I have even more gestures because I use Key Remapper, and I have tons of gestures mapped directly to specific key combinations. So, with all of that, this thing is an absolute joy to work with. I'm having so much fun with it. My work play combination, there, it's just it's just full power. I actually just got an update. It was about 600 megabytes. They're saying they're doing something with the now brief. I'm not really interested. I have it turned off. I don't even use the now brief. Now, one thing that I was looking forward to with this tablet that hasn't been super interesting, I really, 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 really tried to use the desktops, but it's just not ready. Um, the way that they have the UI for the desktop mode is just not very good. Um, and even more than that, like if you have multiple windows open and you like pin one to the left, pin one to the right, there's these big bars on either side. You can't, they just don't have the UI correct. Whereas the regular tablet mode, there's no bars. They've gotten rid of the bars. Everything is full screen as much as possible. And you can go full screen with apps in desktop mode, but that's only taking up the entire screen. But that kind of is a deal breaker, but the biggest deal breaker is when you're using desktop mode and tablet mode at the same time. And let's say you open up an app here in tablet mode. If you open up multiple apps in tablet mode or in desktop mode and then go back to tablet mode and open an app that you had open here, it 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 opens it up in full screen on tablet mode no matter what. So that is super annoying. Their ability to be honest, it should just be all one big tablet mode. And to switch between desktops should just be like a four finger swipe over, and it should just be all combined. Trying to separate it doesn't make any sense, really. So I've completely stopped using the tablet mode. I really tried for about a week because that was one of the big reasons I wanted to upgrade, actually, is because of that. That was part of the reason. I was excited to try it. But now it just doesn't work. It's not working properly. And the fact that, if I'm on tablet mode here and I want to go to another desktop, I have to swipe up, go here, and then go over, and then go to the tablet mode. I mean the desktop mode. So their implementation just stinks, basically. I mean, even if you were on like desktop 4 and then you scrolled like if I'm on desktop 4 right here and I want to go to desktop 3, I can't just four finger swipe over. I have to go back to all recent apps and go over, tap it again. It's just ridiculous. So until they get that working better, I'm not going to use it. I was trying it again this morning by you opening up a few apps and just seeing how it might work, like if there's been any adjustments, and it still stinks. Anyway, so I'm going to try to keep this short. Long story short is that this thing is sick, absolutely sick, um, to say the least. I absolutely love it. Being a tech nerd since I was probably 10 years old, this thing is like the the fantasy of them all, basically. Um, it's just unbelievable, and the battery's great. I've been getting, let's see, right now, where do we at? So I've been mostly on power right now, this today, but let's see, yesterday, 26% battery usage with 3 hours and 3 minutes of screen on time. I mean, most of the day I'm plugged in because I have the charge protection to 80% and I want to try to protect the battery as much as possible. And from what I understand, if I'm using it for hours and hours and hours at a time, which I am, having it plugged in and trickle charging at 80% is probably the best move. And if I go to settings and I go to power and I go to battery information, I've had this thing for about 15 days. Battery health is 100% and battery cycle count is 5. And I've been using this thing a ton. So, yeah, that the way I'm using it right now is probably the best possible way you can keep the battery as in good health as possible. Maximum charge to 80%, keeping it plugged in when you're using it for an extended period of time, not going below 20%, not above 80%. Yeah, it's fantastic. What a beauty. I love it. I absolutely love it. My wife, she, bless my wife. She is the most wonderful woman in the world for myself, for me, um, because she is she just loves it. She loves it as well. I gave her my S9 Plus, and while she's not as obsessed as I am, she gets it. So she kind of lets me do my thing. And we don't have children, and we work seasonal jobs. So right now we're in northern Portugal, and we have plenty of time to do work. And for me, one of the beautiful things that I love is that my work and life, everything is all together here on this thing. I love, 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 love that. When I had the laptop, it was like I had my laptop, and then I also had my phone at that time, and it was kind of this separation a little bit. But with this, everything's together, and I really, really, really like that. All right, so that is the Galaxy Tab S11 Ultra, 1 terabyte, 16 gigs of RAM. I love it. Hands down, I love it. Yeah, it's expensive. Could I justify it? I justified it. I rationalized it. It took me about a month to do so, but as much as I use it, which is a lot, for me, I was able to do it. Coming from the Tab S9 Plus, is it a huge difference in speed and performance? I don't think so. The screen is definitely brighter, and of course the screen is way bigger. Having that extra screen real estate when I'm working is awesome. And in fact, I made this bag specifically to fit this tablet. um, you know yeah, the last bag actually is this one here. I was using the Utilis EDC1 in VX21 white. This one is 30 centimeters in length, and the tablet is 32.8 centimeters in length. So while it actually could fit in the bag, it kind of expanded it out a little bit, and I didn't like that. So I made a brand new bag out of X50 Tactical in black, and I made all the insides in VX21 in white. So it has a white insides, VX21, and the outside is black X50 Tactical with VX21 black for the pockets on the outside. This thing is sick. All right, that's it. That's the wrap. I love it. My entire office setup right here in this beautiful, beautiful everyday carry bag. Okay, that's it. Ciao. See you.